Hello there and welcome back to PCB Films. Today we are taking a look at Siege Starscream. This is the Tetrajet 1. It's a pretty solid vehicle mode, I will say. Only thing I really don't like is that the whole fake front grille piece is right here. I wish they could have figured out a way to just kind of flip it around and tuck it under, but I don't think that was much of a possibility at the time. But other than that, I mean, there is like you can tell, those are legs and bits and pieces on the bottom, but it's alright. I do not like the amount of weapon damage, or not weapon damage, but the amount of damage on her here. I'm going to adjust the light real quick so it's a little dimmer for us. There we go. Yeah. So I don't like the amount of battle damage. Yeah, that's the word, battle damage for this guy. I just feel like it's a bit much, and you'll see what I mean in robot mode. It's just kind of distracting. But all in all, this is probably my second favorite Starscream that I have. I really like this guy all around. I like how the 3 jets up top and the feet are also jets down the bottom. The way the null rays kind of tab in. We'll talk about the null rays here when we get into robot mode. But yeah, for the vehicle mode, I give this a solid 8.5 out of 10. It's a very nice vehicle mode. It all compacts very well. If this wasn't here, I give it... If it wasn't here and the null rays were different, it'd be a 10 out of 10 vehicle mode for me. So, with that being said, let's get into transformation. So, first thing we want to do, what I like to do is I pull the legs down like this. Just kind of get them out of our way. Just like that. It don't matter how far, just down. And I pop this piece up. And I heard online people were having issues with this piece just popping off, but I haven't had that issue personally. If you just be careful, it won't pop off. And then we come up here, we kind of pinch this down and pull this up, fold it right there. It will clip here, and then you fold it and clip it in right there. And the piece that I really don't like to do, you take this, take the null rays off. You don't have to, but it makes it easier, so I take them off. And you kind of, right here, you just kind of pull this up and flip it around. And flip this, so here, up, and the wing piece right there comes up. And then you just kind of unpry like that on both sides. And this should fold out like that. Leave that for now. Come back to the arms, untab them, pull them off to the side, both of them. There we go. And then you sit here and fold out the legs like so, and you rotate this all the way around to a full 180. And then for the legs, then you fold these back down, fold out the heel, and you fold out the toe, and there you go. There's your feet. So you will stand like this. This is kind of awkward though. So I really like what they did with his arms here, so I will pull it in, bring it in for you. You unfold this, fold this down, and then you pull out the arm like that, and there you go. That's his arm. That's very creative how they managed to make the arm shrink. And they kept that with the new Seeker mold, which I'll be reviewing that later. But again, you fold that out, fold this down, and you pull this out like that. There we go. And then when you fold down the chest piece and clip it in, it will then pull the head out from the back. You want to unclip this silver piece right here. Gets stuck sometimes. There we go. Now we come back around to the front of the jet. You unclip those. You do a full 180 rotation all the way back. And with those pegs right there, there's 2 holes right here. They will peg into that right there. Come on, if I can get it. This is the most difficult part of the transformation from what I've been able to tell. There we go. And then you just fold this tab, pop it down like that, and it will cover that gap, which is very clever. And you fold the wings back down, like so on both sides. And you take these null rays. There we go. Cool. Get them in a spot like that. Take the null rays. You just plug them into the arm like so. Alright, there you go. There is Siege Starscream in his robot mode. And he's a very solid looking Starscream. All except for the battle damage. If we got a battle damage on Transformers, I like it, but it's also, there's a fine line between good and bad. Like on the hands, the whole chest piece, the legs. I don't know if you guys see, yeah, you can see in the video, it's just a lot. And I understand, like, this is like during the war for Cybertron, like their battle damage and stuff, but if we got a clean version of this mold, I would sign me up. Like, just sign me up. I don't even care what it is. If we get a clean version of this mold, that would be amazing. So, for articulation purposes, we have a butterfly joint at the top. We have a waist rotation, which is nice, but is blocked. Sorry, there we go. If you fold the wings are supposed to stay like this. Yeah, they snap down like that. They are supposed to stay right there, but if we fold them back, we can make a full rotation at the elbow, or at the shoulder, I mean. We have a double jointed elbow, so we can go up that far. And then legs, we can have a full swing to the front, a full swing to the back if we rotate the hip, but if we don't rotate the hip and just have it like that, we only get that far. But if you rotate just a little bit, you can have a full swing to the back. Knee. So here's the fun part. I really like what they did. So I'll rotate the leg, move this arm out of the way. Okay, so they have dedicated gap fillers. They didn't have to do that. Spring-loaded gap fillers. They did not have to do that at all. But I love that they did. So we can push this in, and we can get the leg go all the way up to like here. Because due to transformation, you have front. You can have it go all the way up due to transformation, which I love that. So no issue with knee at all. These things I'm going to talk about here in a second, but they are so annoying. Ankle, we have ankle pivot. We have front and slight back, but not much back. But we have front, and we have ankle pivot side to side. We do technically, due to transformation, we have adjustable heel and toe, which is nice. I have been able to put that for when poses and stuff like that. But yeah, altogether, a very solid Starscream, and I recommend if you can find him. I found mine for 15 bucks. Complete. And I know, well, mostly complete. They did come with some blaster effects that I do not have, but mostly complete. I got mine for 15 bucks. Now let's talk about these null rays for a second. And Hasbro noticed that these null rays were not correct. Here, focus, camera, please focus. I don't think it's going to focus on it, but that's a scope. Why do null rays have a scope? It looks more like a blaster, like he was, like originally they had it for someone else. He was supposed to hold it in his hand like this, which is okay, but I prefer null rays over anything. But posability on this guy, like he can get some very dynamic poses if you want out of him. Like here, let's get him down just like this. There you go. Like you can get some, and he's a very sturdy guy. Like you can get some very dynamic poses out of him. Definitely one of my favorite. He has become a desk toy. He sits on the desk. If I can, oh my gosh, the null rays are super annoying because they will sit there and also they will spin on you and like become very loose, like very loose. And the way I have seen to fix that, or what I've done, and clearly it fixes it sometimes but also doesn't other times. The reason why is because half of the peg is supposed to be in, or the hole, it becomes loose, like there becomes a gap. So fortunately it's screwed in. So if you can tighten or loosen the screw and readjust it, it's just whatever. But that is my look at Transformers Siege Starscream. I would give this guy a robot mode. I give him a 8 out of 10 and 8.5 out of 10 for vehicles mode. So we're talking like, yeah, my docking point for the null rays and like the whole null ray situation. Now docking point for how much battle damage. So we're going to 8.25 out of 10. And for 15 bucks, I cannot complain. If you guys can pick this guy up for anywhere near that, I definitely would, because he is well worth however much it is. However, he is well worth the $15. I also, I created a Discord server, so if you guys want to join that, I'll leave it linked in the description below. But that is my look at the Transformers War for Cybertron Siege Starscream. Thank you guys, and please leave a like and a comment, and I will see you guys next time.